What's going on, man? We're back again with another video. Today, I wanted to talk about, well, actually, I got a request the other day from my boy CJ on Twitter in the Who Has Who community. Like I said, if you want to be in that community, DM me on Twitter. But he wanted me to do a Pistons breakdown, and I specifically waited to today to record it. This is on Tuesday. This probably won't come out to Wednesday or Thursday because I have some other teams I'm going to discuss. Well, that I already discussed, that I already had in and all that stuff. But I specifically waited to today to talk about them. I just wanted to watch them play because I feel like there's so many ways you can play them, and I also thought with the new addition of Bojan Bogdanovic that I didn't know what they were at that point when he asked me to do it. So I waited, and they just got done doing the first half, and I'm not gonna lie, they look really good, bro. They look really good. Yes, at some point they were down by like 15. But as far as the starters and the main guys that I was paying attention to, like this to start off with Jaden Ivey, I was paying a lot of attention to it. Me, I watch college basketball, but like I'm not every game. I watch the big games and I watch all the tournament. Well, not the first one they playing like Whitney Young and stuff like that. I'm not watching that. But when they're facing those guys or they're facing other big name schools, I watch. So I watched a decent amount of Jaden Ivey. And in that time, I remember guys try to compare him to Ja so much, and I just didn't see it. But in this first half, the nigga looked just like Ja. As far as in the transition, he was damn near unstoppable. Super fast and electric on the transition. And in the pick and roll, that nigga moves just like Ja. As far as what Ja likes to do is, he gets you off the pick and roll. Then he likes to make sure the person that's originally guarding him, if he goes over, he likes to make sure he keeps them on his backside, and then he kind of just pauses for a second so whoever's setting the pick can roll, and then he can either make the pass or shoot the floater. The nigga Jaden Ivey did that like 5 times in the second quarter in the last 5 minutes, and in the first half, that's all he was doing. He reminds me a lot of Ja just off this first half that I've seen, and just how patient he was, the passes that he was making with both hands in this first half. I'm like, okay, I see what y'all talking about. Even the shooting form, they look just alike. The hair and everything, them niggas look just alike. So I see what y'all was talking about. I never seen it in college, but like, I see it now. And I love how Dwayne Casey ran this team for this first half because like we all know how Cade is. Cade is going to do him. But he ran Jaden Ivey as the one for multiple minutes in this first half, and it worked, and it led to them going on a 10-0 run to finish the half, and he was the main catalyst to that, just keeping the pace up. Cade is a slower guy, he works at his own pace. With Jaden Ivey, and this is the type of league we're going into, a fast-paced league, and with a guy like him, you're going to need that, and he showed me he has a lot of potential. I was a Benedict Mathurin guy, and I thought they should have picked him, but I really do see why they picked him, and him and Cade, they're going to fit perfectly. And in the first half, damn, what the fuck I'm hiccuping? In that first half, Cade looked pretty decent. Like I said, he didn't have the ball a lot because Jaden Ivey had the ball. But that's the thing with Cade. That's the great thing with Cade is he can play off ball. Like down the line, I think he's going to be one of those heliocentric guys. But I think he's going to be the outlier that works because out of all those guys, the Hardens, the Lukas, the Trae Youngs, he actually knows how to play off ball. That's why this backcourt is going to work because Cade can play off ball and let Jaden Ivey play make, and Jaden Ivey can actually play make. I knew he could play make. I just didn't see the Ja shit, but like it's a lot. Like he looks just like Ja with the way he plays and everything. And playing with Cade Cunningham, that's going to help him out so much because Cade Cunningham can space the floor. Cade Cunningham knows how to move off ball, and that's going to help the team a lot. I also didn't know if they were going to start Bojan Bogdanovic or Marvin Bagley, but you start the veteran, and I like that decision because he felt like he belonged. The one thing they had with Saddiq Bey is Saddiq Bey can score, but Saddiq Bey is not the type of driver that Bojan Bogdanovic is, where he can drive and kick. He's not the type of veteran or passer that Bojan Bogdanovic is. And in this first half, it showed. A lot of times, Bojan will pump fake, drive to the basket, and find an open shooter. Now, they didn't shoot really good this first half, but just about doing that as a routine and having the IQ to do that. Bojan has that because he's been in those moments. He's a veteran-led guy. So, I understand why they started Bojan instead of Marvin Bagley, because I also feel like I don't know if they want to rush Jalen Duran into the backup center position because we don't know, he might not be ready. Even though they played him with Marvin Bagley, I just think they moved Marvin Bagley to the bench so he can play that small ball 5 at times. But in that starting lineup, they look really good. I even seen Isaiah Stewart trying to shoot the ball. Not sure how confident I am in that, but if he can shoot at least 33 to 34%, that's pretty decent. Because he was shooting like 28 to 29 last year. But they look really good as far as how fast they were going, how they were shooting. Like I said, I was blown away how good Jaden Ivey looked. Then when it got to the bench, I was really impressed with Killian Hayes. Just the shots that he was taking, and he looked like he was playing with confidence for the first time since I watched him in overseas. He just came to the league and never played with confidence, but he shot a couple mid-range shots, didn't hit them, shot him. Then he shot a confident pull-up three, and I was like, okay, Killian. Then he was working good off the pick and roll with Marvin Bagley. One thing with Marvin Bagley, you gotta get stronger. Like Obi Toppin, he was trying to post up, and the Obi Toppin was just bodying him. He just couldn't post up. But even Marvin Bagley in that pick and roll with Killian Hayes, he looked really decent. Isaiah Livers, I have to get up on his game. I always knew he was decent, but the shit in his first half, the way he was shooting the ball, how good he is on defense, he was locking Cam Reddish up. Cam Reddish is my boy. I wish he was on the Pistons, but yeah, he was locking his ass up. And when looking at Jalen Duran, I know I said I don't know if he can come in instantly and be that backup center. I still don't know that yet because Jalen Duran, I don't know how to gauge Jalen Duran. I see the stuff that a lot of people see why they was going to take him top 10 because he has this flashes of just being so dominant, especially on the defensive side, and then on the offensive side, he can go out there and shoot the mid-range shot at times. But I don't know if that's what Jalen Duran is. So I'm more so focused on who is Jalen Duran is as a player before I just give him all the keys. Because at first when they drafted him, I was like, okay, you start Jalen Duran, because I'm also not high on Isaiah Stewart at all. But then I'm like, okay, Isaiah Stewart is the better rebounder. He's been in the league for 3 years, so he's going to know a lot more. So I understand why you're starting him. Then I'm just watching Jalen Duran, and I'm like, I don't know solely who he is as a player. I don't know what he wants to be as far as if he wants to be really good on offense or he wants to be really good on defense. I don't understand him as a player yet. But in this first half, he was really good as far as he blocked a couple shots. But other than that, I understand why they moved Marvin Bagley to that bench, because I don't know if they want to rush in Jalen Duran, because like I said, I don't know what he is as a player. But I also like how they played Corey Joseph off the bench this year. Like last year, he started Corey Joseph with Cade Cunningham. I did not like that at all. This time, he put him with Killian Hayes, and I think that's going to help out Killian Hayes because he's going to learn how to play off ball. He doesn't have to have all the ball handling job as far as playmaking and all that stuff and getting guys to their spots off the bench. He's not going to have to control all of that because he has a veteran-led point guard. And at times, I can be honest, that helped Cade, so it can probably help Killian off the bench, and that's something that he's going to need. One thing is, I hope this team plays fast. They were a slow-paced team last year, and Jaden Ivey will help that, but I think a young team like this, you got Cade, you got Marvin Bagley. And Marvin Bagley, when he got there last year, he helped them play faster. So that's one thing that I really like with Marvin Bagley. I think he really works well in the full court. And him and Cade, they played really good last year in the full court. But at times last year, they were just a half-court team. They played really slow. But with the additions of Jaden Ivey and a full off season with Marvin Bagley, I just hope that they play faster. And I think that's going to help them out a lot because, like I said, it's a fast-paced league. And they have the guys to do that. It's just about doing it. We didn't get to see Nerlens Noel and Alec Burks, and that's the guys I was thinking of while I was talking. I just couldn't think of them. But those players are going to help out really well. And we might even see Nerlens Noel take that starting spot. And then Isaiah Stewart go back to the bench, and that's where we're going to probably see Jalen Duran go to the G League. And that's what I want to see. I want to see him go to the G League because, like I said, I don't even know if he's ready for that backup center position. I just don't see it. But with Nerlens Noel, I think he just adds that paint presence because they don't have it at all. On defense, they don't have it at all. Isaiah Stewart is just not it on defense. Same thing with Marvin Bagley. One thing I want to see is Marvin Bagley have a bigger role off the bench. I think Marvin Bagley still got game as far as in the post. I like his post moves. I like his footwork. And outside, I just hope he shoots about 35% from the three this year. I'm still a fan of Marvin Bagley. I'm seeing a lot of people saying, can he be a dark horse in MIP? I don't think so because his role is he's coming off the bench. So I think MIP guys start. Like, look at the MIP guys from the last few years. Julius Randle, John Morant. I'm talking about Dome, Victor Oladipo, Pascal Siakam. Those were guys that earned their spot and just took off, other than Ja. But those were guys that earned their spot and took off. So he's still off the bench yet, so I wouldn't say that yet. But I still think he has a lot of game. Like I said, their bench looks pretty decent. I have to study Isaiah Livers. I know he's good. I just have to study him more because I've been getting a lot of talk from a lot of Pistons guys that like he just might be more than just a 3-and-D wing. So I'm gonna study that a lot. But like I said, Jalen Durant, he fucking not Jalen Durant. Jaden Ivey impressed the hell out of me, bro. The hell out of me. And him and Cade, they gonna be a scary backcourt down the line. For the ceiling for this team, like I said, I think they can be in the play, and I think they can scratch the play because, like I said, you give Cade something. He showed me since high school, since college, that you give him something, he could take you somewhere. Like in the last part of the last year, they went 10-12, and he was averaging like 25-7. That's when they just got Marvin Bagley. And you like 10-12, that's still a bad record. Nigga, that is the Pistons going 10-12 at the end of the year. I believe they only won 22 games last year. That is the Pistons doing that. So for them to do that, that's a good thing, bro. And with Cade, I just think he's that type of player where you just put something around and he's going to do something. So I think they could touch the play-in this year. It might be a little bit premature, but I think they can definitely touch it. And their floor, I wouldn't say their floor is like the bottom seed. I say their floor is like 13 seed. Get Derrick Whitehead next year in the draft. They got a lot of shit they can do.